it's Kelly from My Neighbor.
And Stephanie from My Neighbor.
And it's day 3 of 4 of our hut to hut trip. So we just thought we would check in and let you know how things are going. So today we are on our second day in our second hut, which is way up in the mountains.
The thing that I've really been thinking about yesterday and today was that when we've talked before, when we've checked in with you, I've said, oh my God, my body hurts. And oh, this is so fabulous. Or oh, this is so hard. And instead, today, I've come to recognize that that's really all or nothing thinking. And that today, yeah, my legs hurt, but that doesn't mean my whole body hurts. And yes, hiking, we go through stages where it's so steep and so difficult, but that doesn't mean it's all difficult.
Or we go through stages where we come up the hill a lot and there's lots and lots of climbing. This cabin is over 11,000 feet, so we have done a lot of uphill, and it's easy to say it's all uphill, but it's not. There's places where it levels out and we get a nice break and then it climbs again. And today there's a beautiful lake that we went to behind us, and it was just easy to say, oh my God, the lake is all uphill. But it's not.
Colorado is all uphill.
Yes, everything in Colorado is uphill, and it's not. So it's just a good reminder that in life it's easy to say everything is all like this about something, and it's not. There are breaks, and then it's climbing again, and breaks and climbing again. And we stopped and took advantage of the things when it wasn't climbing, and to remember to do that as well.
The other thing I think that I know I've really experienced today is just allowing myself to just be here, enjoy this moment, not be thinking about, oh, yesterday's hike was so hard, or what about tomorrow's going to be a big 8-miler. Just really reminding myself to just be here, and that's so freeing. So I've really enjoyed that today.
Yeah. I think the other thing that I've really realized is all the things that I was worried about before, all the thoughts I was having, like I'm not an outdoors person and I really don't enjoy nature and I really don't do nature and I really don't need to do this, I don't need to prove anything. Those have really not been the thoughts that have stood in my way as far as doing all of this.
Well, and that makes me think about how we allow those thoughts to define us when we really have no basis for them. They're just thoughts.
Yes.
We grab onto them, we assume they're fact, and then they begin to define us. And what we find is if we can just recognize their thoughts, and they may or may not be true, and they don't have to define us, which is what I think you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. And something that you may or may not be able to relate to, a thought that has probably defined me forever is there is no way in the world that I can pee outside. And so yesterday, with the fine instruction from Stephanie, verbal instruction,
Yeah.
I peed outside for the first time at almost age 45. And it's one of those things where it's like, really? This is all that's about? And you know, really, there's a lot of things that perhaps I haven't done in my life because I don't want to pee outside. And so it's just one of those moments where you're like, oh, this is really a big thing that I have let be a barrier, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. And there's, again, a lot of things that we let that thought be about.
And we bring that up because it's when you talk about it out loud, it's such a silly little tiny thing. But how many silly little tiny things do we allow to define us?
And how much emotion, there's a lot of emotion around that. And there was a lot of me just allowing myself to be open with Stephanie and be like, fine, okay, go ahead.
But I've started out with asking her permission. Would you like some tips on peeing outside? I have some experience with that.
Yeah.
And Kelly had to take a big, deep breath.
I did. That was
She really did.
I was not the expert in peeing outside.
What a claim to fame.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that, again, is part of mindfulness, which is being able to recognize that feeling of, I really don't want to do this. I really have a lot of negative emotions around this. My thoughts are telling me that there's 1,000 reasons that this isn't important, that I don't want to do this, and that I really don't want to open up to this other person in this very personal way. but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And really, it wasn't that big of a deal. And who knows what else it's opened up for me down the road.
We'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, true.
So thank you so much for checking in with us. We are having a great time, and we really appreciate you checking in with us.